Morning everybody, sorry if you tuned into the first one. What I've been trying to do with this live is reverse the camera, and I'm just going to see if I can do that now. Yes, I can. So this live should be quite good. This live today is not a cooking one. It's something I keep getting asked all the time if I would do. So I thought today would be quite a good day to do it. And I've just had my shopping delivered, and I thought I would show you some of the things that I buy either on a regular basis or that I have in my cupboard. I'm not an expensive shopper, I never have been, and I don't always buy things that are really expensive because most of the time these things either go in a soup or in the slow cooker. But I always have things on standby just so that I can make sure that, you know, when I need to make something, I've got all the essentials to make it. So I'm going to take the camera down, flip it, and then I'll show you what I've got either today that I've bought or that I have in my store cupboard. I may miss some of your comments, and I'll try and come back to them. This may get a bit funny because I've never done this before. So 2 minutes. Okay, one of the things that I buy quite regularly are these Arla protein yogurts, which are, if you're following, I'll give you the sins for these if you're following Slimming World. These are 1 sin each, and these were three for, I think, £3 in Tesco. All the shopping I've bought today is from Tesco. So that's one of the things that I buy. The other one are these Weight Watchers fromage free sort of layered yogurts. I really like these. These are half a sin a pot, and they've got this sort of fruit compote at the bottom, and I just think they make a good change basically from a normal yogurt. And these are £1 a pack, so not too bad. When I have a sweet craving, I always have these Hartley 10 cal jellies in the fridge. I think they were 5 for £3, and again these are half a sin, so I always have a stock of them in my fridge. These bars, let me just try and take the glare off the box. These bars are 2 equals Healthy Extra B. These are 89p a box. Now these are not the normal ones I buy. The ones I buy are chocolate and fudge or something, but they've substituted them for apple and strawberry. They do the same thing, so yeah, it's kind of, they're a cereal bar. When I buy baked beans, yeah, I don't go for the branded stuff. These Tesco own make are absolutely fine, so I always make sure I have tins of baked beans in my store cupboard, and always make sure I have chopped tomatoes in my cupboard as well. This is something that if you've got a sweet tooth works really well, and this is it's called the Collective, and it's a Russian fudge, and it's got like a sort of a fudgy sauce at the bottom of it. There you can see there, and this was £1 a pot, and it is 150g pot, and that is 5.5 sins. So there you go. So that's another one. These I have used before, and I'm going to be using them in next week's meal plan. These actually freeze well as well, so don't be put off by the fact it says 12. I actually froze most of them, and they were in the freezer and they sat there perfectly well. These are 2 sins each for the mini ones, and as you can see there they are. What I did was open them and just freeze them. I think they should really have quite a long shelf life on them. I'm not really too sure. Yeah, they do. June next year, so they're fine. Now, when I make chips and roast potatoes, I always get asked what potatoes I use. Shock horror, I just use jacket potatoes. And I think the trick with this is to actually cut the potatoes into either roast potato size or chips, and then stand them in water and just get all of the starch out them. And if you use Fry Light, you'll find you don't use as much, but that is a top tip with this. I just use jacket potatoes. A bag of 4 I think was £1. Then when I go into my store cupboard, oh hang on, I always also make sure I have a bag of stir fry in the fridge as well. So if I want to make like a quick stir fry, I've always got something I can just sort of throw into it. Rice through the week, I'm not going to be boiling rice, and I just can't be bothered. So I always make sure I have these like you know, sort of microwave rice pouches in the store cupboard. This is a lovely one, the Tilda one. I'm not sure of the sins on this. I don't know whether it's 2 or 3 or something. I'll tag it in when I do it, but This is one of the ones I use, and lime and coriander is the other one. You know, they're just so easy to ping, to be quite honest. And then pasta and sauce. Mac cheese I always have, because Graham doesn't like macaroni cheese, so that is why you don't see me make a mac cheese recipe, but I think I will do that when I come back from my holidays. That's 1.5 sins a pack. And the pasta and sauce, the cheese and leek, I also have that, and make that into like a veggie bake. But again, I'll show you how to do that probably next week. I'm not sure of the sins on that. I think it's 1 sin. And when we come to sort of packets, I always make sure that I have these quick cheats in my cupboard. So this Schwarzberry Arnie mix, as always, would go in the slow cooker. I've made this one before and it's really lovely. The Korma one I haven't tried yet, but again, it would just end up going in the slow cooker. This is the pack I use for my chicken curry in a hurry in the midweek. That's 3.5 sins a packet. And this Cajun chicken one, I haven't used this one yet, but again, that's 6 sins. So they're kind of the things that I would always have on standby. So if I'm, you know, need a meal quickly, then I know I've got one. Just spin you around, sorry. And obviously my spice cupboard, we've got my spice and spice shelf, which you know I am a huge fan of. And you know, I've got no shame in that. I absolutely love this company. Their customer service is second to none, and the spice range is just amazing, and it saves me a lot of time. And then obviously I have my shop bought spices as well that I also use in my recipes. I just find the shop bought ones are not always as strong as the spice and spice ones, but again, you know, you use whatever you need to use. Top tip, measuring spoons always on the back of the spice top cupboard door, so I know where the bloody hell they are instead of rutting around in drawers to find them. So that's kind of that. And then milk, I just use the best of both because I don't really drink that much milk. Lots of fruit, bananas. This Orange Zero is not the Fanta. It's 4 tins for 99p. It's Tesco own make, and it's really lovely actually, so it's not too bad. And bananas, I always buy 2 types. I always buy the Eat Me and Keep Me, so that we don't run out of bananas. So basically there we are. So we've got sort of, you know, packets of, always have a packet of super noodles, low fat ones, which are free because I can add veggies and chicken to that and just make a very quick cheap stir fry. My rices, and then a very, very messy sort of cupboard. One thing I always keep is lots of tinned beans, whether that is kidney beans, butter beans, or chickpeas. Sorry, I bounced you out of Zoom there. Yeah, I always have lots and lots of beans because I think when you make anything in the slow cooker, you can always just add these things to it. And these sort of fillet mackerel things. I'm not always good with fish, but I don't mind these actually. And just, you know, that on toast helps get fish back into my system, basically. And that is basically some of the store cupboard things I buy. You know, I use a lot, sorry for spinning you. In my freezer, one thing you won't see in here, I always have frozen butternut squash and frozen peas and frozen spinach and frozen sweet potato, because all of these things just go into a curry very, very easily. And then I always have fish. I always just buy the cheapest fillets of fish because, let's face it, I'm either going to just make fish cakes or I'm just going to make fish. And then chicken breasts, I always take them out of the packet and, you know, put them into 2s or 3s. And lots of sausages. Yeah, so that is my freezer. And as I say, the one thing I don't have, let me just switch you back. The one thing I don't have is ready meals. Ready meals are something that I don't have in the house. We don't have frozen pizzas or anything like that. And the reason for that is because I batch cook. So when I batch cook on a Thursday, I make sure that we have enough meals in the freezer in case I don't feel well or I just can't be bothered with cooking. So, my other freezer outside is where I will store my batch cooked meals. So in there at the moment, I've got curries, I think I've got diet cooked chicken, always have chili or a spag bol or both. And I did the pulled chicken the other day and I batch cooked that for 4, so I've actually froze half of that as well. So that is basically how I work, and that is some of the things that I buy or I have in my kitchen on a regular basis. And if you've got any questions, as always, just pop them in the comments below and I will get back to you. Hi Sue. Salt and pepper chicken is one of my favourites. That's on my plan for next week, because with us going away next week, all of my meals are going to be really, really simple. I don't even think I've got any new recipes on my board for next week because it's going to just be so busy. So yeah, need to keep it simple next week. Anyway, I hope you all have a lovely day, and it's raining up here today, which is quite crappy, but never mind. So have a good day, and I shall catch up with you all later. Bye.